welcome to In Depth. I'm Teena Jha. If you're a football fan, you would know that in the game, you don't always get what you want. Especially at the World Cup, which is the biggest sporting spectacle on earth, uncertainty and upsets are a given. At the ongoing World Cup too, it's been a big turnaround for some of the most well-established and popular teams like Germany, Brazil, Spain and Argentina, all of whom have failed to win their opening matches. 5 of the top 6 nations in the FIFA rankings have played so far, none of them able to win their opening encounters, sending shockwaves in the football world. What have been the major upsets and stunts this season? And what are the reasons behind the top teams' debacle in their opening matches? Let's analyze in today's In Depth. In the FIFA World Cup, there are a few teams that cause major upsets every 4 years. This year, underdogs Iceland and Mexico have stunned big teams like Argentina and Germany in their opening matches of the tournament. Since the start of the FIFA World Cup in Russia, the unexpected has made the event even more interesting. With big teams crumbling in the group stage and the underdogs performing exceptionally well, the race to the top 16 is going to be very thrilling. Defending champion Germany went down to Mexico in their first group game on Sunday. Despite having all the experience and records on their side, Joachim Löw's team lost the game 1-0 against the Mexican side. Mexico held their nerve against the favourites and ended their streak of 33 years without a win against Germany. Irving Lozano scored the only goal of the match in the 35th minute through a Javier Hernandez pass. Germany came close to levelling late in the half when a Toni Kroos free kick was tossed onto the bar by goalkeeper Guillermo Ochoa. But despite constant pressure, they were largely kept at long range and their poor finishing rarely threatened the Mexico side, and they held out for only their second victory against the Germans in 12 attempts.
Ja, in der Tat ist es natürlich klar enttäuschend, dass man jetzt das erste Spiel verloren hat. Für uns eine absolut ungewohnte Situation, weil bei den vielen Turnieren davor haben wir eigentlich das erste Spiel auch immer gewonnen. Aber das ist eine Situation, die wir jetzt eben auch annehmen müssen. Klar, es gibt Widerstände, das weiß man.
Germany is not the only big team that were held by the underdogs. Even Brazil were held to a 1-1 draw by Switzerland in their Group E opener on Sunday. Though both teams are evenly matched, with Brazil ranked 2 in the FIFA rankings and Switzerland ranked 6th, many would expect Brazil to perform better. Felipe Coutinho scored the opener in the 20th minute for Brazil, but a goal by Switzerland's Steven Zuber in the 50th minute cancelled out Coutinho's effort as Switzerland and Brazil drew 1-1. Despite being the top team in the group, the Brazilian side failed to clinch the top position on the table, while Serbia, who's ranked 34th now, leads the group after beating Costa Rica 1-0.
E sobre o gol, fico feliz de ter feito o gol, mas para mim o meu pensamento era na equipe. Então, o mais importante é ganhar os jogos.
Even Lionel Messi's side failed to win their opening game of Group F on Saturday. The Argentinian side was playing a side making its first ever World Cup appearance, Iceland, but failed to win the game. The tiny Iceland held the mighty Argentinians to a 1-1 draw in a match where Lionel Messi had a penalty saved by Iceland goalkeeper Hannes Halldórsson. The South Americans started the match with some dominating play, getting a breakthrough in the 19th minute through Sergio Aguero. But just 5 minutes later, Iceland equalized after Alfred Finnbogason finished the rebound from close.
No, la sensación cuando uno viene a buscar ganar un partido y no lo consigue es por ahí de cierta frustración. La verdad que vinimos con mucha ilusión, el grupo vino muy decidido a buscar este partido. Jugamos contra un equipo que...
The match between Portugal and Spain was a clash between 2 European giants. With world number 4 competing against the world number 10 team, it was a close contest and the match ended in a draw. One of the biggest names in world football, Cristiano Ronaldo, was the only Portuguese who troubled the Spanish side, scoring the first hat-trick of the 2018 World Cup. While Diego Costa scored 2 and Nacho scored 1 goal for the Spanish side, and the game ended in a draw. With all these football giants failing to win their opening matches, the race to the top 16 has got even more thrilling and interesting. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. Defending champions Germany lost their opening match at a World Cup for only the second time since 1982, when they lost to Algeria but went on to reach the finals that year. The stats suggest this is also the third consecutive World Cup in which the reigning champions have failed to win their opening match. In 2010, Italy drew 1-1 with Paraguay, while Spain lost 5-1 against the Netherlands in 2014. Till date, Spain remains the only team to have won the World Cup in 2010 after losing their opening match when they were beaten by Switzerland. Pre-tournament favourites Brazil failed to win their opening game of a World Cup for the first time since 1978 after Switzerland earned a valuable draw against them. What's interesting is that Switzerland haven't lost their opening World Cup match in any of their last 5 tournaments, while Brazil have failed to win any of their last 3 World Cup matches. In fact, some of the star-studded teams even failed to qualify for this year's World Cup in Russia. Some of the top teams that missed out this year include former World Cup winners. Who are these teams and the players being missed by fans in the ongoing tournament? Let's find out in this report. What is notable about this edition of the World Cup are the teams that have not made it. Several big names have failed to qualify. Among them are Italy, Holland, Chile, Cameroon and the USA. Perhaps the biggest name to not qualify is Italy. The 4-time winners lost out after finishing second to Spain in Group G and then failing to score against Sweden in their 2-legged playoff. This is only the second time that the Italians will not be in a World Cup. The last time they missed out was the 1958 edition, which ironically was held in Sweden. The team's failure also brought to an end the careers of keeper Gianluigi Buffon and Daniel De Rossi. However, if the Italians are smart about it, they can look at the failure as a positive thing. For a while, the team has relied on older players, a strategy that has not worked for their best. Sitting out of the 2018 World Cup can be a good time to regroup for the team. While the Italians are bound to be shattered, they have the Dutch for some miserable company. In the same group as Italy, Holland finished third behind Sweden. Finalists in 1974, 1978 and 2010 and semi-finalists in 2014, the failure to reach Russia has also meant curtains down for the career of Arjen Robben. After appearing in and doing considerably well in the last 3 World Cups, 2018 has been a shocking fall from grace for the home of total football. Like Italy, Holland too has relied on older players including Robben, Wesley Sneijder, Klaas-Jan Huntelaar and Robin van Persie. All players who are far away from their prime, nearing the end of their careers. The next generation is not quite ready to take over yet. Chile, the current Copa America champions, surprised many when they missed, finishing 6th in the South American group. While much of the blame has been placed at the door of coach Juan Antonio Pizzi, but even players like Alexis Sanchez, Arturo Vidal and Gary Medel need to share the blame. Sanchez and company started the qualifiers with an impressive 2-0 win over Brazil, but ended miserably with 4 losses in the final 6 fixtures. Ranked 9th in the FIFA World Rankings, Chile will be the highest-ranked nation to miss the World Cup. Cameroon have been the most successful African nation at the World Cup. The indomitable Lions have played at 7 World Cups. They looked on target to qualify for an 8th when they won the African Cup of Nations for the 5th time in February, but things took a turn for the worse after that. They won only 5 of the 13 matches that followed the African Cup of Nations final win against Egypt, and only one of them came in the final stage of the World Cup qualification. Appearing at every World Cup since 1990, the USA failed to make it following a 2-1 defeat to Trinidad and Tobago in their final qualifier. The result means teen sensation Christian Pulisic will have to wait for at least another 4 years for a chance to make his debut on the world stage.
USA too looked in good form, winning the CONCACAF Gold Cup for the 6th time, but failed to replicate their form in the World Cup qualifiers. The US last missed the World Cup in 1986. They still are a powerhouse in the region, but need to learn a valuable lesson from this failure. Nothing is given in football, everything must be earned. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
So with FIFA World Cup underway in Russia, it's also important to understand India's role in football. Here's a look at how the sport was introduced in India and how it became popular over the years.
The history of Indian football is a long and detailed one. It was in the 19th century that the British introduced the game of football in India along with cricket. But the credit of making football a popular game goes to Nagendra Prasad Sarvadhikari. He is known as the father of Indian football for his pivotal role in introducing the game first at school level and then at college level. In 1888, the then Foreign Secretary of India, Mortimer Durand, started Durand Cup in Shimla in 1888. After FA Cup, that is the Football Association Challenge Cup and Scottish Cup, Durand Cup is the world's third oldest football tournament. It was initiated as a recreation for British troops stationed in India. India is home to some of the oldest football clubs in the world. In 1893, the IFA Shield was founded as the fourth oldest trophy in the world. Calcutta, then capital of British India, soon became the hub of Indian football. Mohan Bagan AC is a Kolkata-based football club. It was established in 1889 by Bhupendra Nath Bose and is the oldest existing football club in India and one of the oldest clubs in Asia. The club plays in the I-League, the top-flight domestic league of Indian football. Mohan Bagan was given the title of the National Club of India in 1989 by then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi during the club's centenary celebrations and the commemoration of the club's famous victory over East Yorkshire Regiment during the 1911 IFA Shield final, which made them the first Indian club to defeat a British club to lift the prestigious title. Mohan Bagan has won the top-tier football league in India 4 times, including the National Football League 3 times and the I-League once. They are the most successful team in the history of Federation Cup, having won the championship 14 times. Indian football team also qualified for the 1950 FIFA World Cup. The period between 1951 and 1962 was the golden period for Indian football, when Indian team became the best team in Asia. During this period, Indian team was on the 4th position in the Olympics. Recently, India won the 2018 Intercontinental Cup by defeating Kenya, raising the hopes that in the coming days, Indian team will carve a coveted place for itself in the world of football. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
When the idea of founding an international football federation began taking shape in Europe, the intention of those involved was to recognize the role of the English, who had founded their football association back in 1863. It was also the success of the Olympic football tournament that intensified FIFA's wish for its own World Championship. In this report, let's look at the history of FIFA. FIFA was founded in Paris on 21st May 1904 to oversee international competition among the national associations of Belgium, Denmark, France, Germany, the Netherlands, Spain, Sweden and Switzerland. Headquartered in Zurich, its membership now comprises 211 national associations. Member countries must also be members of one of the 6 regional confederations into which the world is divided: Africa, Asia, Europe, North and Central America and the Caribbean, Oceania and South America. FIFA is an association which describes itself as an international governing body of football, futsal and beach soccer. Although FIFA does not control the rules of football, it is responsible for both the organization of a number of tournaments and their promotion, which generates revenue from sponsorship.
Held every 4 years since 1930, except during the Second World War, the World Cup consists of international sectional tournaments leading to a final elimination event made up of 32 national teams. Unlike Olympic football, World Cup teams are not limited to players of a certain age or amateur status, so the competition serves more nearly as a contest between the world's best. Meanwhile, referees are selected from lists that are submitted by all the national associations. The first FIFA World Cup opened at the brand new Estadio Centenario in Montevideo on 18th July 1930. It was the beginning of a new era in world football, and the inaugural event proved a remarkable success, both in a sporting and financial sense. The 20 World Cup tournaments played so far have been won by 8 national teams. Brazil have won 5 times, also being the only team to have played in every tournament. The other World Cup winners are Germany and Italy with 4 titles each. Argentina and the inaugural winner Uruguay have 2 titles each. And England, France and Spain have won once each. 2 players share the record for playing in the most World Cups. Mexico's Antonio Carbajal and Germany's Lothar Matthäus both played in 5 tournaments, while Matthäus has played the most World Cup matches overall with 25 appearances. Brazil's Djalma Santos and then West Germany's Franz Beckenbauer and Germany's Philipp Lahm are the only players to be named to 3 finals all-star teams. Miroslav Klose of Germany is the all-time top scorer at the finals with 16 goals. He broke Brazilian Ronaldo's record of 15 goals during the 2014 semi-final match against Brazil. West Germany's Gerd Müller is the third with 14 goals. The 4th-placed goal scorer, Francis Just Fontaine, holds the record for the most goals scored in a single World Cup. All his 13 goals were scored in the 1958 tournament. Among the national teams, Germany has played the most World Cup matches, 106, and appeared in the most finals, semi-finals and quarter-finals, as well as scoring the most World Cup goals at 224, while Brazil has appeared in the most World Cups. The 2 teams have played each other twice in the World Cup, in the 2002 final and in the 2014 semi-final. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.